to them boys that settle them benches, boy. I was in the game on 4 inches. Go put me in the game on 4 inches.
Hello and welcome back to SML 4th and Inches, one of the most premier, the best, the most awesome show on the SML network, probably in the CFM network. I'm Primetime 000, joined by one of the most iconic men in the league today, Double Rice No Bean. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Got this invite last minute, so I'm excited to be here. Excited
Nice.
to embarrass myself by not knowing some of the answers because I did not review this question list. So let's
Me
get
either.
it going.
Me either. I don't even know how we got these questions, but we'll go ahead and start. Question one, guys, and if you guys don't know what SML 4th and Inches is, all sorts of different segments, starting with SML on the spot, which is just a random SML question. And the question of the day is, which SML member would you let date your daughter, assuming you had a daughter? Bean, who's dating your daughter?
Well, upon initial thought, it kind of feels weird for me to pick someone that's like considerably older than me, so I'm not gonna do that for obvious reasons. So just looking at the guys around my age bracket, I'm gonna go with a guy I know pretty well. That's a man that's in my bromance. I'm gonna go with Dom.
I
I feel
knew
like
it.
Dom's a
Ah!
good guy, and I wouldn't. It's not gonna be Doink,
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm gonna go with Dom here. I think he might be younger than me, so it even works out even better.
that's good. I have two answers if I can. One, I'm gonna go with Fins. Now he's a little old, but I feel like he would treat a lady right. He's old fashioned. He's gonna open the car door, close it behind her. He's gonna do things the right way.
Is your daughter moving to Canada or is Finn's moving to the US?
He's gonna have to move to the U.S. He's gonna have to move to the U.S. Now, number two, he's single. I know he's not gonna beat anybody because he never beats anybody. T Steel. I got T Steel. He's a nice guy, polite. I played him in an SML game. Was not threatening at all. I feel like T Steel's a guy who he would cherish her and he would love her.
I mean, that's just I don't really know much about T Steel. I know
Me
he's
either.
yeah, he hasn't won many games. That's all I know about him.
Yes,
He's
so
got the Viking curse. As long as that doesn't translate to your daughter, I think you're content.
I respect him, T Steel. All right, let's move on now. SML is filled up with narratives. Obviously, a lot of them are true. Some people say they're not, but they are. True or false? And I've seen you put this in chat, and I was trying to come up with a topic, so I was figured I'd do an easy one. Is this Madden a skill game? And if it is true that you believe it's a skill game, why or what do you think makes it a skill game compared to last year?
I definitely think it's a skill game. I think I got on that after my first franchise game against QB because I got a big from like just outplaying and then I just completely fell apart and he actually had the chance to come back. It wasn't just running away with it because you can't, run or you can't
Yeah.
pass. It was felt like I had control over the game and I blew it. You know what I mean? I couldn't blame the game for what happened. But I definitely think there will be a big five. I know we didn't see that last cycle very much. I feel like it's going to be the guys that I feel like there's going to be, 5 people that win a Simbardi. I don't think it's going to be how many did we have last season?
8?
Cycle 8. Yeah, I think that was an outlier. That won't happen again. I feel like teams matter a little bit less. I'm more afraid to go in and play you on the Colts than I am to go in to play I'm not going to put anyone on blast, but a lesser player on a better team like I
Yeah,
was
I
last
respect
cycle.
that.
It's just a miserable experience. Am I listing off my big 5?
Yeah, list them.
All right. So, just off the top of my head, I got obviously you. I think you're going to win one or two. I think this is
Hopefully.
your year to win one.
Hey, I hope so.
I've said it
You
multiple
helped me.
times. I've said it multiple times. I think my curse is real, but I think you're
I'll
taking
take
this
it.
one. I think Straw in a pretty weak NFC.
Yeah,
He'll make it to multiple
I agree.
Super Bowls. Dump as well. I think those two are the
Yeah,
two outliers for me in the NFC. And then QP, obviously, he's
yeah.
always going to be in the mix. And I'm gonna go with KP as my 5th. I feel like he had a rough start with the Packers. I know he had he just had a son or a
Baby.
daughter. I'm not
Son.
quite sure what it was. Yeah, son. So maybe he was a little preoccupied with that. I feel like who am I leaving off my list now?
Dan. You're leaving off Dan. That's a
I
big
feel
one.
like the AFC is pretty tough. I don't know. It's tough to pick an AFC team, so I'm gonna go with an NFC team.
NFC is a lot lighter. You think Stephen? I think Stephen D. Muse is going to make at least 2 Sombardis this season.
If he manages to stay around for the league, yeah.
Yeah.
We always know he's a ticking time bomb.
Well,
I guess winter's coming up, so he's going to be inside a little bit more. So
yeah. If
I don't think baseball really runs that late, so I think baseball season's probably almost over.
Election year,
So,
there could be another
game a little bit more.
pandemic. There could be another pandemic which shuts us down, which
Yeah.
gets Stephen D. Muse more focused on Madden. You never know.
You heard it here first, guys. Go ahead and dump all your money into Pfizer and whatever other big pharma company.
Yes. Now, okay. Over under Super Bowls for Dan appearances 1.5. You think Dan's gonna make a Super Bowl or no?
Yeah, he'll make a
Make
Super
one.
Bowl, assuming we do 8 seasons. Let's just say 8. Keep me hopeful and avoid that 9th for now. But I think he'll make at least one. I'll give him 2, maybe
about-
like a 1-and-1 type of thing.
What about
I
Bomber?
don't. Bomber. I don't think he'll win one. He'll probably be in the NFC or AFC Championship game once or twice.
Yeah, I agree.
If he gets a good matchup, I think he can win one and go to a Super Bowl. But if he runs into someone like Dump, who I guess we saw him play Dump earlier in the cycle, and it did not end up well.
Yeah.
So
We just haven't seen a lot of Bomber quite yet, you know.
no, I know he's obviously on his trip now. I don't know if he played much before the cycle started. I know some guys did, some guys didn't.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's hard to say. He's gonna get a nice early pick. I don't really know what that team needs. Probably something on defense, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna
Yeah,
be
nice
losing
pick.
Diggs. Not that that's like crazy, but
You know who's good?
I think who's that?
Young Hurts. I've been watching his games. That kid's got potential.
I watched one game and I saw him on he was using coach suggested, so I thought that was pretty unique.
Yeah, Meats
I
does
know
that
Monty
too.
used to do that, but
Meats and Monty.
oh, Mates does that too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
A lot of AFC's loaded. It's gonna, I think, obviously skew the Super Bowl appearances for
Yeah.
certain guys, but the cream always rises
Yeah,
to
the
the top.
consistent guys are gonna go. I feel like the consistent guys are gonna go, then the guys like me that I can beat anyone on any day, but I don't think I can beat 3 people in a row. So
Hard.
I'll probably cap out of the divisional round or
You should have joined the NFC. If you joined the NFC, I'm not even trying to fluff you. Like if you did it, you probably would have made 2 or 3 Super Bowls this cycle.
I'm happy with going to my team. So
Oh, I respect that.
keeps me playing.
I know. I respect that. Let's move on now. Another topic inspired by one of the most respectable men in the league, the Matt 5. This is 4th and 5. So it's kind of like a top 5, but not really. We just kind of name off a bunch of guys. Who do you enjoy beating? Which SML members do you enjoy beating for whatever reason? Could be just like you like beating them, or there could be a fun reason like, we talk trash or something. I'll start first. I'll start this list off first. I like beating Dan. That's my number one. Dan likes talking trash. He always has an excuse, whether it's a COVID vaccine, whether it's glaucoma or whatever else he's got going on. Dan, he's my favorite person to beat because I know he goes home, or when he goes to bed that night, like his heart's kind of beating a little bit quicker and he's thinking about that 3rd and 3 out route that he missed. And I enjoy that.
Yeah, and after every game, it's gonna be, I figured something out, and then you
Yeah.
play him again, it's the same
Same thing.
result,
All pisses
so-
me off. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, my number one's gotta be you. I don't beat you enough,
You beat me.
so I feel like I've only beaten you probably like 4 or 5 times now in my entire SML career. So whenever I do finally get that win over you, despite being like 5-40, including playoffs, just something about it. You know, everyone watched, and you know you're gonna get those messages in chat like, "Oh, nice win" and stuff like that. So it's always like it comes with something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just the game's over and no one cares.
I hate losing because for whatever reason, everybody like breaks down the game after I lose. Like it's always like like for the next 3 hours, it pisses me off. But so there's certain guys I would like to put on my list, but I'm not going to because sometimes when I beat them, I almost feel bad for beating them, or I feel like guilty. So Stavo, I like beating Stavo. I feel like he's just a guy that I want to stick it to every time I play. He had my number last cycle. I haven't played him this cycle yet, but I like beating Stavo any day of the week.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where I feel like I know what's coming, but I don't. A lot of times I don't know how to stop it. So whenever I get
Yeah,
lucky and do manage to stop it, it
yeah,
feels good. You know what I mean? I saw he traded Cooper Cup, and I was looking at his wide receiver depth, and there's just no one behind Puka.
yeah.
So I
He's an
just
idiot.
sat Gonzalez on Puka all game, and it got ugly really fast.
Yeah, you kicked
And
his
then
butt.
yeah, I think I don't I don't want to throw out numbers because I don't remember, but it was like multiple scores at halftime, and then I think he slowly started making a comeback, but I
Yeah.
think it was still a two-score game. But yeah,
Who do you got on your
I,
list?
one guy I love beating solely because of the maybe not chat, but DMs. It's got to be QP. No matter if you beat that guy, you're not he's gonna hate you for the next
I
2 days,
know.
and then out of nowhere he's just gonna forgive you and love you again. But if you run one too many of one concept, you're gonna get I wouldn't say you're gonna get messages.
I I enjoy beating Q, but sometimes when I beat him, that happens, and then it's like it. I don't enjoy beating him because I kind of feel bad, like, oh darn, did I do something wrong? And then he
Yeah,
gaslights
he's one of
me.
those guys that'll say something and he gaslights me so hard that I go and watch the VOD back, and I'm like, where are you getting these numbers from? And I don't know. I like Q, so it's fun to play guys that I enjoy.
Yeah, I actually I did that to you one time. If I can admit something, you were
Um,
the Titans.
okay.
What, two cycles ago? Um, right, the Derrick Henry year when I
3.
came back
Yeah.
3 cycles ago, and you had used Derrick Henry, and you beat me like our first or second game we played. I think it was our first game we played, and
Okay.
you hit me with like three stretch plays, and they went for like 80 yards, and I couldn't stop them. So I'm like, just gonna call this guy double stretch, no dive, because I can't stop a stretch play. I'm gonna make him overthink it and never call it. And then the next game you called only dive plays. I don't know if that was just by chance or if you didn't even think about it, but I don't know if you remember that.
I probably didn't even think about it, but that's funny because I feel like I've seen that name a few times, and everyone says I like abuse stretches and stuff, but it's like I'm out here running counters and stuff
Yeah,
no one else even has in their playbook. So
yeah,
I kind of just shrugged it off after I realized it was a meme probably, and
yeah,
just
yeah.
played my own game until the fourth quarter, and then
Hmm, Play
I
your
don't know.
game.
Then something else happened. Yeah, then I played my game even harder.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I enjoy beating Straw, just because nice guy, polite guy. There's never going to be any like drama after you beat him. He's just going to like
Yeah,
smile with his Colgate white teeth, and he's going to, hey, good game, man. And you know, it's going to be like a hard fought battle. Like he's a really talented player. And you know, afterward, he's not going to put a weird tweet out. He's not going to put
yeah.
anything ambiguous in chat. It's just like a shake your hand and you're on, and you know, he's be a good player, and there's nothing you have to feel bad about.
I guess that kind of goes for the same. He is one of the worst people to lose to, because
Yeah.
you know, as he's typing every single message, he's smiling, and it
Right.
just
You can hear his
aggravates me
smile.
so bad.
You can hear
Yeah,
it.
you can see the reflection. It's
Yeah, it
just
pisses me off.
he's just yeah, the Colgate white teeth, as you said. Every time he says "GG, man, close one," you just know he's sitting
Yeah.
there giggling to himself, and
Oh,
oh, it's miserable.
somewhere in
Makes me
vacation in Zimbabwe
yeah.
or wherever he vacations at. Oh, pissing me off. Anybody else you wanted to shout out, or how do you feel about your list? Is it?
Um, I like beating Doink. I feel like we're
Yeah.
around the same skill level, and I feel like he always takes a better of the team. So whenever I get to beat him, it feels good because I beat him with a lesser team.
Yeah.
Like week 3, he's on the Jets, and I'm on the Pats, and I beat him pretty good.
Yeah. Doink's a good
Those
player.
always feel good.
Doink's a good player. He's a bit of a
Yeah,
he's a bit of a trash talker at times. So I enjoy sticking it to him.
yeah.
Obviously, he had set feet lead this year, and I beat him with set feet lead. So I'll hold that over his head. Let's move on. The next topic, or kind of just a SML news topic here, is our final topic on the show, around the SML. So playoff race going on. Things are very intense as usual in the SML playoff time. As I scrambled to Neon Sports to check out the playoff seating.
Yeah, that's what I did right now.
I seen the lighting change on your face
Yeah.
with the dark mode screen.
I was like, oh man, I forgot about this. I forgot I actually have to know stuff about our league
Yeah,
for this
it's,
question.
um, anybody you got your eye on, or whether it's a seed or a division or whatever, anything you're looking at?
Straight up, I'm just gonna get the elephant out of the room. I do not care about the NFC. I feel
Yeah.
like it's set in stone. Maybe the 7th seed changes. We got, Seahawks or 49ers kind of looming around this. I don't know what their head-to-head is, so if Seahawks have the head-to-head, they're up 1.5 games, that might be enough. So I'm just gonna ignore that entirely. I do not care about you guys at all, not even in the slightest. Jumping over to the AFC though, that 7th seed's a pretty interesting race because I could be in that, Doink
Yeah.
could be in that, and then the Browns and the Jags, who are Colt and Young Money, Hurts Money, whatever his name is.
Colts 8 and
But,
6.
what's that?
How's Colt 8 and 6? What
That's
the?
and he just beat Doink, so he has the
What?
tiebreaker there. If we get to a 7th seed tiebreaker,
The heck?
Colt has it over Doink. I don't know what the remaining schedules are as I panic and try and look them up, but I'm keeping an eye out. Yeah, these are two winnable games for Colt, and then you might rest your starters. So
Yeah, I could rest my
potentially
starters.
3. And I feel like Colts. I don't know. I feel like
He's favored in his
Colts
next 2.
might have. Yeah, let's see. Who does Doink play? If I can pull that up. in
Oh
a
my
timely
goodness.
manner.
Colt 45 might make the playoffs, boys. We're
Yeah,
looking at
Doink's got Stavo and Meats, Finns as well, but I feel like we just saw Finns lose to Fig, so we're just gonna say that one's a win. He can't lose any games here, I don't think,
good
or
night.
else I think Colt has the tiebreaker over him. So I think that 7th spot's pretty interesting. The rest of the AFC is kind of boring because I feel like we know 4 and 7 are the only interesting spots right now.
That is very unique. I didn't see Colt at all, but he's definitely in that race.
Yeah.
QP was dangerously close to missing the playoffs like this past couple of games. He was down 2 scores against AJ. He was down 2 scores against Stephen MC, and he came back in both games in amazing fashion as usual.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at that 5 seed. I think Matt or Dan could be that 5 seed. And who will they play in the 4 seed? It looks like it's probably going to be you. What's your schedule looking like? You seem like you're kind of hitting rhythm.
I get Finns, QP, Finns.
Well, so you probably get 2 of your next 3, let's say.
Yeah, probably.
And Doinks, so you're probably going to get the 4 seed.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
you'll
I think
either
I'm gonna get.
you get Dan or
What does it
Matt.
matter? Or no, it's Dan or QP. Probably right.
Yeah, Matt just lost to Polly, so he's 11 and 3, as is Dan. So
Okay.
that'll be an interesting watch to see. It seems like you always match up against Dan lately. Last cycle, I feel like you played him a couple times.
I matched up well against him. I feel like my team was better than his.
Yeah.
Like Loki, just because my cornerbacks both had that like deep route KO, and I could just play
Yeah.
man. It worked out a lot better. Now Gonzalez kind of, unless I'm returning kicks with him, doesn't really have important abilities. I don't know what Justin Fields got. I think it's just Bazooka for now. So I think that'll be close. 2 pretty bad teams. I would definitely say my team's worse though.
Yeah.
And then who was the other option? Kind
Matt.
of QP. Oh, Matt.
or
Matt
Matt.
could also. Yeah.
That's a tough rank 'em. Who do you want to play in order?
AFC is.
I mean,
AFC is pretty rough.
AFC sucks.
So
I mean, it's terrible to play in. Yeah, I agree. That's
everyone's breaking tackles against my roster, so I really do not want to play Derrick Henry. I think he might
dude.
hit double-digit break tackles. So
I have a theory. If I play Matt,
let's hear it.
I've got a theory. I can't say it on this, but once we drop this recording, I'll tell it to you on how
Okay.
if I play Matt in a playoff game, my theory. Yeah, but no, NFC, I'm just gonna give a quick shout out. Big 2, Straw and Dump duking it out for the number 1 seed. That's a good race. Dom and Pauly could match up round 1. That'll be a fun one. KP hanging in there, just had a baby. Congrats to him. He's gonna be a 6 or 7 seed. Tell you what, that's a heck of a 6 or 7 seed. So lots of just solid players there in the NFC. Playoff race is hot right now. We are ramping up here for the SML playoff time. I know Total Access is going to be recording 2 days or so. Bean, you got anything else you want to say before we sign off?
No, I really don't have anything else to say. I guess I didn't realize KP was looking at that 7th seed, so that 1st and 2nd seed for the NFC actually does
Kind of a
matter
big
a little
deal.
bit.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to play KP in
No.
the that Packers team. That's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Inside stuff as well. So
Yeah.
I apologize to my NFC brethren who
It's fine. It's fine. Just completely trashed.
yeah.
Guys, that is Double Rice No Bean. He messaged me. He said, "Hey, I want to record a podcast pretty bad today. I beat you. I'm feeling jacked up." And I was like, "Listen, I know you studied hard for our game. I'll get you on the show and we'll talk." So that's Bean. I'm Prime. SML, 4th and Inches. We're signing off. Thanks for watching.